Hello everyone, I'm Zuzka, the Craftsy Penguin. Hi, long time no see, right? Well, during the time I was away, you had the opportunity to see one video that I made and scheduled before I left for the 2-week vacation in the beginning of September. So I hope at least some of you saw or just checked out that quite long tutorial video for the backstrap weaving, or well, for the ribbon loom. And because I found out that backstrap weaving is not exactly the right word for it. Anyways, and then I had just that short from the woods, you know, that bubbling brook, the sounds of the forest, which was amazing actually. The place that we visited for our vacation with the kids and my parents was just beautiful. It was in the Czech Highlands region, Vysočina, and which are quite a mountain range, but not the highest ones around here. And it's a wooded area. We were at the end of the road in a small cottage, and the kids loved that, and they were able to just go into the forest with us or with their granddad, just on moment's notice, you know, for a walk, and it was just perfect. The wood was full of mushrooms, so we foraged some, and yeah, it was just beautiful. I'll maybe put some pictures on the screen so that you can enjoy a bit of that, and of course you can watch that short of the little stream in the forest. Yeah, so for this vacation I tried to pack as much craftsy stuff as I could, and well, I tried to pack minimally for the other parts. So I shared a suitcase with my husband, but I had a whole bag of yarn and other stuff that I planned to use, or at least, you know, to start projects out of. And I managed to do that. Basically, some of the stuff is untouched, and I wasn't sure how the space in the cottage would look like, you know, creativity-wise, I guess. I knew how it's gonna look, of course, but I wasn't sure if I could maybe put the beads on the table to make some beaded stuff that I need to do. I wasn't able to do that, but for crocheting it was absolutely fine. I spent quite a lot of time on the couch over there, just crocheting, or outside in the garden on a bench. It was so pleasant. For most of the time we had sunny weather, and it was not as hot as here in the city, so near the woods it was pleasant. There was a little creek behind the cottage, and it was just great to sit out there and listen to the sounds of nature, or watch a video even, and just crochet away. And I went there with basically one project on the go, as a work in progress, and I guess one that was meant to be finished. We'll go over the stuff in a bit, but I didn't have much work in progresses at that point, and I fully planned to start a lot of things, and I knew I wouldn't be able to finish all of them, but I planned some smaller ones, which I managed to do, and I packed my crafty bag for that. It was also one of the first times that I really appreciated the concept of a project bag. I usually have one bag for the thing that I'm taking with me, you know, into the backpack when I go somewhere, when I'm going maybe to a doctor's appointment and know that I'll be waiting and I'll have time to crochet. So I have one drawstring backpack for that. But this time I had more things that I needed to sort, and I still even missed maybe one more bag to sort the stuff and to have it, you know, have the possibility to just throw it away, take something else, or just make space for other activities, maybe with the kids, you know, or for food on the table or anything like that. But yeah, I packed this huge bag full of stuff, and it was almost overflowing. It fit. It did fit all of the stuff that I took with me. One thing that didn't fit inside, and that was traveling aside of that. And we took our car and we managed to stuff everything that we needed into our car and into my parents' car. They had their own baggage. The only thing that was ours and that they took were the bikes of the kiddos. So the one thing that didn't fit into the craft bag was a bag of stuffing. This is new stuffing again, but I had a bag like this with me, this bag just with another batch of filling, or the stuffing. And this stuffing is actually a reuse item, because last Christmas kiddos got this sitting pillow thing that was shaped like a teddy bear, and it was quite big and it was terrible quality, unfortunately, and it broke at the seams. Basically, I tried to, you know, seam it together several times. It just ripped at another place, and the fabric was just so, it was not thin, it was loosely woven or knit, you know, it was this plushy knit fabric, and it was just miserable. But when I considered tossing it away, I decided to keep the stuffing of the pillow. So I tossed the surface, the pillowcase, the teddy bear, and I kept all the stuffing. It was clean, it was all okay. The kiddos basically didn't use it. So I now have half of a great box filled with this stuffing, and I am taking parts of it into this Ziploc bag and using it for my plushies. So I took that with me because I planned to make some plushies, and that was because I had those chenille yarns left after making the cat for my husband, the birthday gift, and I figured I could use the brown one for a cat or two small normal size love cats, and then it took a turn sort of. Even before we left, I showed that cat, the love cat, that I made to look like our cat. There she was. And I showed it to my friends, and I showed it on my Facebook, and one of our friends messaged me if it's possible to commission another love cat that would look like the cat they used to have in their family. And I said absolutely, no problem. The cat in question used to be dark gray with those almost black stripes, and with a small white speck on here and a bigger white spot on her belly. So I was preparing to order, you know, yarn for that, and she asked if it would be possible to have one normal sized one and then one bigger one, basically like really a pillow size. And I said, well, maybe, I'm not sure if there is yarn for that. If I can order yarn for that, then absolutely no problem. Or I can try to, you know, use the yarn that I plan to use for the normal cat doubled or tripled, but it would be probably quite a hard job to work with that, because the chenille yarn has, well, it's not that easy to work with. And I already used the Betinka yarn, which I think I mentioned that fluffs off the tails, and then I used the dolphin, which is absolutely better, but still fluffs a tiny bit. So I searched the e-shops that I'm used to use for shopping yarn, and I tried to match the colors to the cat. There's of course always a limited options with the colors. The palette is quite limited, so I ordered some gray yarns, and it was nearing our vacation. I was not sure if they're gonna arrive in time, but I had a friend who came here every 2 days to visit our cat and water our plants, so one of the packages didn't arrive in time, and she picked it up for me, so it was alright. But what arrived before I went to the vacation, and I didn't take that with me, was a maxi chenille yarn, which I found, and which, when it arrived, we figured is not really dark enough for the cat that we intended to do. But in the end, she is going to take one cat out of that, because I ordered, of course, the cream color for the spot on the belly, and that's this one. It's not really off-white, it's really creamish, but it works with the other yarn. So this was for the spots, but for the body of the cat we were not sure if we will use this lighter gray with darker gray streaks or darker gray with black streaks. In the end I ordered the 2 gray ones, and saying we'll see about that. And the balls are really huge. These are the 2 gray ones, and as you can see, the lighter one is really quite light. The cat in question was more like this dark gray color, so this one is not really dark enough. But in the end we figured it's gonna work. It has to. There is no darker gray, so we'll have these 2. And it was only yesterday morning when I woke up and realized I don't need to combine it with the same yarn to make the stripy bits on the cat. I can embroider them with some other yarn, the same way that I embroider, you know, the nose on the cat, with just doubled up, tripled up, quadrupled up different yarn. And I have some dark gray ones, I can get some dark gray ones, and I have this black melange gray yarns. They're just remainders, but they might be useful for this. I'll have to figure that out. In any case, I used originally I ordered 2 balls of the lighter one, and I used one of them to make a trial mega cat. So, and I finished that yesterday evening. I didn't do that on the vacation, I did it after we came back, because I didn't take these huge yarns with me to the cottage. So I finished the mega cat yesterday, and the friend saw it and she said, just, yeah, I want a cat like that, even without the stripes, just made out of the darker gray. And I when I was making it, I even polled my friends to determine which size of the safety eyes to use, and they all said it needs the biggest ones that I ordered for this, so there is a mega cat. And she's sort of tiny bit wonky. One of the eyes is a bit more up than the other, but you can see I did the nose with this melanged yarn. It's sort of this natural wool yarn, and you can see the cat is quite big. I also had to sort the tail differently than with the normal cat, because when I tried to do it the normal way, it was too thick. It looked weird. It wasn't pretty. It had a hole in the top. Wasn't good. But yeah, it has little tiny posies. It's it's a big cat, and yeah, so I'll be making another one like this in the darker gray yarn, and I'll be figuring out the stripes on it. The original cat had this, you know, striping on the forehead and on the back and on the tail, and then it will have a spot right here and a small spot right here. So yeah, I'll be making another one like this. I have to say, working with such thick yarn with a 12mm hook is quite tough on the wrist and fingers, so it's quite tiring, I have to say. The love cats, otherwise I did another ones and you'll see them in a bit. Love cats are amazing. It's a simple pattern. It's really quick to make, basically, although I'm not a quick crocheter. It seems, because other people are able to like whip them up, but other people also do just 6 rows of the body, so you know, almost half the size of the cat. So no, there are different patterns, but I'm using this one. I really like the loaf shape of the cat, and I'll be making another one like this. So, and there will be remainders after making, you know, the dark gray and cream one. I hope the one will, it should be okay. It should be enough. This will be just for the spots, and then I will have, you know, this. It's not a whole ball. I used a bit for the first cat out of this, but I'll have this and most of this left, so I'll probably make another super huge cat out of that. Also, I have this small remainder from the first ball, and you can see maybe here how it broke off. The yarn is good quality on the surface. It's alright, it doesn't shed or anything, but it breaks pretty easily in the string, you know, so I have to take care of not tightening it too much when I'm crocheting. And well, yeah, anyways, I will be making 1 or 2, or well, probably 2 more huge cats. And one thing I had to figure out with this was the fact that when you're working with such thick yarn and big crochet hook, the holes are pretty big between the stitches, and I was worried that the stuffing would get out of there with use, you know, that it would fluff out. So I was thinking about a solution, and I figured out I should use this non-woven textile to make basically a bag inside the cat, or like a pillow inside. And I was trying to search the e-shop, and our today I looked into our local store, but I already had it figured out at that point for the non-woven textile. you know, if there is meterage to be bought, but and there is not. But I found out that before I had that stuffing from that teddy bear pillow, I bought one regular cheap pillow from our local furniture store, and it was in this non-woven, you know, pillowcase, or it was just sewn shut, you know, and it was full of that stuffing. And for the longest time I was using this stuffing for my plushies, and I used that all up, you know, in, I don't know, last month or something like that. And then I started using that teddy bear one, but I still had that pillowcase. I kept it because I keep everything, apparently. And I measured the cat, and it sort of was, you can see it, quarter of the pillowcase was enough for the inside of the cat. So again, I can post a picture up here. When I was finishing up the cat, I put the quarter of the pillowcase inside. I did one seam along one side of it, stuffed it, you know, with the stuffing, with the poly, and then I've sewn it shut, put it inside the cat, and finished the butt of the cat. So that was quite a clever solution, if I say so myself. I'm quite glad I figured that out. We have quite a cold spell now, cold weather. We had beautiful weather all through the vacation, and then the last 2 days it started raining. And there were warnings for the weather because the rain was just so intense, and it took through the whole weekend. Basically from Thursday through to today there were rains all over our country. We have floods. It's quite terrible. Thankfully not here, but 3/4 of our country is suffering from floods right now. So and it's cold, it's wet, everything's wet. It's just kiddos had do have their first day of kindergarten and kids club today. It already started after 1st of September, but we went to the vacation, so they are only starting now. And I was feeling like I should just wrap them in foil or you know, in the cling wrap for the kindergarten, because they're gonna get muddy. But yeah. Anyways, as I said, I wasn't making this huge cat at the vacation. I was actually doing other stuff, and it kind of got out of hand when I returned, and I started to think about my stash busting again, because as you have seen, I've bought this yarn for the mega cat or mega cats. I got yarn for the normal loaf cat that this friend ordered, also in dark gray. You'll see that in a moment. And actually one more friend reached out to me to get 2 other loaf cats. There is another order of yarn coming. I ordered it together with a friend. It's she's going to take care of that, and I'll just pick it from her when it arrives. But when I was ordering those yarns, I figured out I could make more loaf cats, just, you know, to have ready to sell, because it seems they are quite popular, and I'm hoping I might be able to sell them. So when I returned, I tried to look inside my boxes of yarns and to use up maybe some smaller balls of yarn, some scraps basically. I'm still not okay with calling those scraps. If there is, you know, like half a ball of yarn, it's not a scrap for me. But in the end, such half ball of chenille yarn is good enough for maybe 2 plushies, you know. So yeah, those are basically scraps. So I just dove into that, and yesterday and today I made a few more of the plushies, and now I have it all mixed in this box. So I'll just go through that and you'll see what's in there. This is the newest one, and I'm planning on making 2 more stingrays out of the blue and white yarns. Here I made a blue and blue, dark blue, light blue stingray today. This is from Alice Velluto yarn, and I have to say, out of all of the chenille yarns that I tried so far, Alice Velluto is the best. It's a bit thicker than the Dolphin Baby, which most people use for toys over here, but and I find that using 8mm hook is great with this. It's not shedding at all, not even from the ends. Like, the shedding is minimal, and it's sturdy. It's sturdy. You can tighten, you know, the stitches up, and it's absolutely okay. So yeah, I think I have my favorite. It doesn't have that much colors. It has like, I don't know, 18, maybe 18 colors in all. The Dolphin Baby has a color range of about 60 colors, I think, but with the Dolphin Baby there's always the trouble of some colors being not in stock. Like, the company that makes it just makes it in batches, and then it sells out, and there is no more white or brown, or, you know, those most used colors. There was a shortage of white and black through the first half of this year, I think. So yeah, so Alice Velluto is great, and I think even the size of the stingray is awesome. I've shown you already this one. It's also made out of Alice Velluto, but this one is made with 8mm hook, and this one is made with 10mm hook, so it's slightly bigger, but they're pretty similar. So you've already seen this one. This one is the newest one, and there's this one. I had a remainder of the red color, and I first made another animal out of it, and then I had just enough to make the upper part of the stingray, so he has a white tail, but I think he's still really cute. And I can see that the camera doesn't take the red really well. I had the same problem with my mobile phone when taking pictures yesterday. It looks just weird. The red is like too saturated on the camera. It's not as aggressive as it looks like, but yeah. So there is a stingray like this, and yeah, you have already seen the elephant. This was made before the vacation as a commission, and I still have to give that to the friend who commissioned that. Those are reminders of the Velluto. And yeah, here are the 2 gray yarns for the normal size loaf cat. So this one is going to be made out of the darker gray again, and I'll have this remaining to make more cats, so there will be more cats available. And I tried to figure out the colors of the eyes for those, because you'll see I made other with yellow eyes, and I've seen pictures of gray cats with both yellow and green eyes and even blue eyes, and I have some, but they are smaller, so I'll probably need to order more safety eyes for toys. But yeah, this is for the commissioned cat, and the dolphin baby, one ball is enough for 2 cats. So this is for the commissioned cat, and one more. This is for 2 cats, if I make cats out of this. And I might do some combination. I still have a bit of the cream colored Betinka left, and it's the same size, so I can use that. I also bought this at the vacation. It was from this store that has home goods and all that stuff, and looking back, it's not really the cheapest, but I figured I could use a pink one for maybe the noses and maybe even mouths of the cats. I'll see how that looks. Yeah, and I still have some scraps of the Betinkas, and this is the dolphin from the elephant, I think. Yeah, so probably other animals are going to be made out of that. And as I said, I ordered more of the dolphin babies for more possible cats. One is meant for tortoise shell colored cats, and I'm looking forward to that. But with the brown Betinka that I had the most of the ball, it was not a scrap, it was most of the ball after doing the spots on our cat. I had that left, and I managed to make 2 brown or ginger-ish. They're looking ginger, they are more brown colored. 2 kitties like that with yellow cat eyes, and they look amazingly derpy. I absolutely love them. And when I made them at the cottage, one of them got claimed by our son, but he basically just said it was his, took it to the bedroom, left it in the bed, and forgot about it. So I'm guessing both of these are available for purchase, basically. If not, just one of them, we'll see. But yeah, they're almost identical, the noses are slightly different. One of them ended up being a slightly bit bigger. I guess that's just tension, that's just how I tightened the stitches, so but not the whole ball of the Betinka, which is the same size as the dolphin baby, was enough for 2 cats. So I was really glad that it worked out like that. I took some notes when I was making those to know how long it took me, how much yarn was used for that, how much stuffing was used for that. I basically started using my crafty notebook more to know how much time and effort and yarn I spent on these projects. So those cats are going to be probably available for purchase. And then I had this one. Wow, now I'm, yeah, wow, I was confused. I had this stingray made before, you have already seen this. This is for Itaka, and he ordered that, so I need to give this one to him, but inspired by that stingray, I used the remainder of the grey yarn and made 2 more stingrays at the cottage, at the vacation, and again took notice of how long it took me and prepared those basically for sale. So compared to the Veluto ones, these are, you know, smaller. And this is Veluto with 8mm hook. This is the Dolphin Baby with 4.5mm hook, yeah. So these are really quick makes and I really like that. I still need to make 2 more out of the Veluto and I'm looking forward to that. However, when it's repetitive like this, you know, because you are making the back and the belly and then crocheting them together and it's the same pattern, the both sides, and when you're doing like a 4th one, it's like just it's I figure that people can just whip up like, you know, a market amount of them, like 15 at a time or something. I need to change I need to change the scenery, you know. So I am using several patterns for several animals and I thought, well, what more is there? Easy enough but interesting and cute that people might like it as well. And I remembered I had this video tutorial saved for an octopus. So I tried it. It also called for less yarn than the cat and slightly less than the stingray. Well, yeah, in all, yes, because this takes like 18, 30, something like 35 grams of the Dolphin Baby, or no, of the Veluto, less of the Dolphin Baby, size matters, but the octopus takes about 20 grams of Veluto, and I had small remainders of Veluto, so I used those. And first I made a red octopus. Again, it looks more aggressive and more aggressively red than it is, but it looks a bit angry. And then I made a pink one. So those are new additions to the zoo of crocheted animals, and it seems like the red one is already spoken for. One of my friends, again in a Discord group that we have, when I posted it, like, look, I made this, was like, does it have a home? No, it does now. So she's taking the red one and I'll have the pink one available. So all in all, there are some scraps, but if I put all those animals into that box, including the ones that are spoken for, I know the cat is blocking the view, but yeah, there's a whole box of animals in here. Yeah, cat butt. Let's do it this way. So there's quite a lot of plushies now, and I'm planning to make more, as I said, more cats, more stingrays. I had to make a whole list of the cats because I just planned the colors of the eyes, you know, and everything, and as I said, I'll have to order some. I think I mentioned that box of safety eyes that I got from the craft store that's close to us here, but to be honest, first, I don't like that craft store. It's this chain one which takes advantage of the fact that other craft store and you know, textile arts stores just died out and they're pricey. You know, their things are way pricier than online and they're not as great quality. So I have this box of safety eyes from them. There are black eyes and there are colored ones. On the black ones you can see they're a bit chipped on the surface, and the colored ones are just so. It's not great quality. I'm hesitating to use those, and what's more, the colored ones that are in the set are only 10mm eyes, which are not enough for, you know, love cats like this, because these yellow eyes are 14 millimeters, and I think the cat might use even bigger ones. So I'll need to order more colored eyes if I want them to have colored eyes, or I have some black ones. I have this bag of mostly just black safety eyes from the e-shop that I'm going to usually, and they have higher quality eyes which are really great. I keep using those, and those are awesome. So I'm not sure what to do with that set. I might give it away to someone, or I don't know, maybe use it for some small toys for kids. I don't know, maybe for the kindergarten. I'll see. I just don't want to use them for something I'm trying to sell, because I'm not content with the quality, basically. So yeah, so those are the plushies. I will put the yarns also in there. And before I show you the rest of the things that I was working on or planned to work on, I have to show you one thing. You have seen that I'm drinking out of one of my OSHA cups from Baby Wearing Company. They use their patterns for mugs, but you know my rainbow cup or mug, it's really tanned inside. I need to wash it more, but I was told that this coloring from the tannin is actually not harmful, and I'm washing it. It's not dirty, it's colored, dyed, basically. So you know, I'm using this one, and it's quite a big cup. It's 700 milliliters or more, 3/4 of a liter. And I was using this since last autumn, and I got really used to the size of it. So that's now the basic, you know, 300 milliliter ones are too small for me. And we went to the vacation, and there was a small kitchen in the cottage, and there was everything. It was furnished with everything, but there were just small, there were normal teacups, just not the small teacups like the 5 o'clock tea, but they were just the normal mugs for tea or coffee. And I tried to use them. I of course I used them for my morning tea and for the tea that I drink during the day, but they were just so small. And there was not a bigger one. My father took fun of me and was just joking that I should use the smallest pot that they had, you know, that metal pot for the stove, and make my tea in that. But we took a trip to Nové Město na Moravě, which was the closest town to the place that we were, and we found a bookshop that had also some gift stuff, and they had ceramics, and they had mugs and cups, and in the window of the shop there was this beautiful blue dotted mug, and I needed to have that. So my husband bought it for me, and I used it for the rest of the vacation, and I took it home with me. And it's even bigger than the rainbow one. I think you can see that. This one is over 800 milliliters. Oh my god. It's really huge. When I make tea in this one, it does run cold at the end, because I'm able to drink the rainbow one and still have the tea, you know, like lukewarm or warm enough. In this one, not so much. But, you know, 2 cups of this and my daily intake of liquids is basically taken care of. Or 3 would be better. So, yeah, I have a new mug. Anyways, in the bag there's more bags. One of them is the secret project that I worked on. I made a few more rows of that, but it's nearing the end. I need to make a decision and the rows are long, and there was a decision for me to do, not the decision that concerns the project in itself, but the decision of either finishing that project there on the vacation and not doing anything else, or just letting it sit and do something new. And I needed to start new stuff. I just needed to have more works in progress at that point. You know, I'm going through these phases, it seems, when at one point I need to have like 6 works in progress, and then I need to finish all of them and have just one, or have nothing basically, and then start more. So you know how it goes. It seems it works like that for me. So there's the secret project. I also had some possibilities for the case if I had to make that creative decision for the project, but I didn't use that. And as I mentioned, yeah, I had the two beading projects with me that I didn't touch. I had one, I'll show you this one. I had 2 yarns that I have planned for. Originally I planned a toddler vest for this, but I changed my mind, and for now I'm thinking of making this bolero just sleeves, you know, mesh sleeves thing for myself out of this yarn. And I took this at last minute. It's a remainder of Sheepiest Whirl, which I want to use for a wall hanging mandala. For the circle, I have a bamboo circle to make a wall hanging, so I was considering making that, but I didn't. There's a secret project I'm not going to show you. Yeah, and as I was talking about the chicken scratch, I found the checkered gingham fabric, which I planned to use for that, and I didn't get to it. I wanted to really bad, and I have some embroidery floss chosen for that, which was quite hard to match the brown color in here and the cream. It's not really white, it's a cream color. So I still want to do maybe some just samples of the chicken scratch embroidery on this, but I didn't get to that. What I have here in this bag is actually another thing where I broke basically the rules of using my stash, not buying new yarns, but it was something that I had planned, that I planned to get yarns for because I didn't have those colors which I wanted to use. And there was a problem in the end, and there is still a problem which I need to sort, and I will have to order more yarn. I didn't expect that, but as I mentioned a few months ago, I wanted to make dinosaur hoods or cowls, balaclavas, something for my kiddos. You know, these hooded cowls basically, which I found it's called in English, with dinosaur spikes at the top, or dragon spikes. And I planned to make them neon colored so that I can see kiddos in winter very well, and that the drivers of the cars around here can see them really well. So I ordered 4 neon colors of the Himalaya Everyday acrylic yarn, which I know is soft, pleasant to work with, you know, just great. And I figured I'll need just 1 ball of each color, and that I will make a combination of the neon colors for each of the kits, so that one has maybe green and yellow and the other has orange and pink, or I think I planned green and pink and orange and yellow. So I ordered the neon colors. I'm not sure if the camera will be able to even pick them because they are really neon. And I took it with us. Hi, cat. Hello. Do you need... oh, you need to get here. Alright, we have a cat. So I ordered these and I took it with us to the cottage. And I took it out of the bag, showed it to the kiddos, and let them choose which color combinations they want. Which was a mistake, because Marek wanted these two, green and orange, which is okay, and Dan wanted these two, yellow and orange. So you can see the problem. I have a pink that no one wants, I guess. Maybe I'll get... it's really bright. I'm not sure. Either I'll get someone to cooperate, or I'll just have to get more of the orange, because as you can see, I started with the orange and it was, in the end, it was quite tedious to do just rows and rows and rows of the same color and same yarn and everything. Or I don't know, I was not in the mood really, so I had this on the hook for like 3 or 4 days, which this is not a work for 3 or 4 days. But as you can see, I already seamed it up in the back. It's meant to go on the head like this and to be sewn in here, or maybe there will be a small panel of the green to make it wider under the chin. And this is going to be one of the dinosaur spikes up here, and there will be possibly 2 more in here and 2 or 3 more in here. Here will probably be also a panel to have it wider on the neck. So this is the plan for the hooded cows or hoods. But as you can see, I sort of underestimated the color choices and the amounts of yarn. Also, this yarn is meant to be used with 5mm hook, and it works. I used it with that. It's okay, but for this project I needed it to be more densely made, basically, not so wholly. So I used 3mm hook for this. I made swatches with smaller hooks from the 5 down to 3mm, and I saw that 3mm works well for this, but that's also why this is not basically enough. This is 1 whole ball of the yarn, and Marek needs like 2 more rows maybe to fit it on his head. Danik has a tiny bit smaller head, so maybe 1 ball of the yellow. I'm planning to make the base is yellow for his one, but maybe that yellow will be enough, but it won't be enough with the orange for the spikes. So I probably need to order 1 more of the orange one. And I'm waiting with the yellow one to see if it's gonna be enough for the bases of the hood. So this got more complicated than it should be. And I need to make it pretty soon, because the weather is going to get better for a bit now, or that's what the prediction says, but then it's gonna turn, you know, autumnal, and we all need those hoods for them. So I should finish that really soon, but I'm on the plushie kick. We'll see. We'll see. I need to figure this out, and I need to figure out what to do with that bright pink one. I basically, I like the color. It's just, I don't know what to combine it with. I have the same yarn in like petrol green and jeans blue and anthracite colors, you know, darker colors. But we'll see, we'll see. I'll figure it out somehow. But yeah, that was a challenge in the end. I was thinking this is going to be a fun little project, and it's really not. Yeah, so I have a purring cat on my lap right now, but I don't want to move to change the angle of the camera so that she doesn't leave. And yeah, there's Fluff. There's Fluff from the kitty. Anyways, last project that I was working on at the cottage, that I started over there, that I took a yarn cake for with me, because every time I thought of a new project from the yarn cakes, and you know I have a whole box of that beautiful gradient colors yarn cakes, first one that came to my mind every time was this one. So I figured I'll just choose a triangle shawl pattern and take this yarn cake with me and just start it. And I'm happy I did, because I love it already. It is the pattern is this Summer Freshness crochet along, which is now on the blog of the author. I'll link it in the description of the video. It's beautiful pattern and it's quite easy. There are repeating rows. I'm in the third part. The fourth is going to be different, and then the fifth is the same as the third. So, and I love the well, you'll see it. This is the yarn cake, and this is the part that I have for now. Yeah, there's a stitch marker so I can pull it. Sorry, kitty. There's this part which is going to repeat at the end basically, and I really love it. It's easy, it's 2 rows repeat, and it's beautiful. I really love it. The start was also basically that pattern, and then there was this panel which in the pattern originally is more holy, and I changed it a tiny bit so that there are the fans like this, full of there were supposed to be chain stitches in place of some of the double crochets. So I changed it a little bit. I hope it's gonna be okay with the yarn cake, with the length, that I didn't take too much out of it with this change. But the colors, you know, the bright ultramarine blue with the one pink strand going through the whole yarn cake, it's just so beautiful. So yeah, I was working on that, changing, you know, the projects from here to there, making a few rows of this, then making a bit on the cowls or hoods, and just, yeah, but I love this, and I'm looking forward to finishing it and wearing it probably this winter. I don't know if I mentioned that I spent last winter basically in the Clatsiena shawl that I made last year. I don't think I showed you. Maybe I did. I'll make this maybe a series of videos of one by one talking about my older crochet projects, because they absolutely deserve to be mentioned. And I'll show you, I have this triangle shawl with the Clatsiena pattern, which is beautiful. It's more intricate than this one. I think it figured in the compilation video of me crocheting through the years, so I think you have seen at least parts of it there. And I had some shorts while I was making it, but I basically used that as my winter scarf last year every time I went out. So maybe this year it's going to be this one, or I will alternate between this one and the Clatsiena. The Clatsiena is, I think, 100% cotton. This one is acrylic and cotton mix. So yeah, so that was basically what I was working on at the vacation and around. Now I'm planning to make some pictures of the plushies that are available, post them first on my Facebook, see if my friends are interested. As you have seen, one of the octopi is already taken, so yeah, we'll see about that. And that's probably basically everything that I wanted to tell you, is it? Is it? I had a list, you know, because of course I had a list. More cats, shawl, cats, hoods, the cup, I mentioned the cup, yeah, and well, one thing I got as a gift before we were leaving was the ball binder. I finally asked for that as a gift. I wouldn't buy it for myself, but as a gift it was okay. So I already used the ball binder. It's great. I love the way it makes the small yarn cakes out of, you know, scrap yarn and stuff. Funny thing was that one of the huge balls of yarn for the mega cat got tangled, and one evening we tried to separate, you know, the tangles with my husband, and in the end we used the Swift that he made for me to wind it on that and then wind it on the ball winder, and it ended up making this huge fluffy yarn cake. And when I was making the mega cat, and it was like I don't know, this big from the face up to here, I took it and I put it over the yarn cake as a hat, as a cap, and it fit perfectly. So that was really a funny moment. And then my husband said I could put it on my head, so I tried it, and the cat really did fit snugly, but it did fit on my head as a hat. It had the ears and the paws at that point, not the eyes, but it was so funny. But yeah, that was fun with the ball winder, and I'm actually looking forward to using it more because it works just great and it makes such amazing little balls of yarn. I'm planning to make some new organization of my boxes of yarn. It's all okay as it was, as you have seen in the yarn stash video, which again will be linked in the description. But as I took stuff out of the boxes and I need to put some back in there, and I used up some, it seems like the two big rainbow boxes need to be a bit reorganized, and there might be some scraps that might use ball winding, so I might be doing that. I'll maybe make a silent video out of that, we'll see. Or chatty, you know me, it might be chatty. Anyways, I guess this is now everything I wanted to tell you. I guess there will be some thoughts that I forgot about that I will tell you later. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my chatty video, to my updates. And thank you for following with my yarny journey. And thanks so much for interacting on my social media and here on YouTube. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. If you are one of the 180 subscribers that I now have, thank you so much. And if you're watching every video or every other video, thank you. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for commenting if you're commenting. And I recommend the subscription page on YouTube. It's a game changer. If you want to support me, I have a coffee page which I'm working on. I'm working on having a shop over there because Etsy is no longer useful to me. But I have an Etsy which is on vacation. I have other social media which are going to be linked in the description. So thank you again so much. For now, have a great day. Enjoy crafting, enjoy creating, and enjoy the colors. Goodbye. Kočka ne. Ty zvíře. to sem. Ty jsi příšera. Oh, and of course, afterthought. I know that I knew there will be one. I also had with me on the vacation material for another mesh bag, which I wanted to make a tutorial on. Maybe I thought I would be able to make a video over there. Absolutely not possible. Also, I knew the background over there, which was mostly, you know, greenery, is not great for filming, so I didn't do that. So tutorial for mesh bag is coming in maybe a few weeks, we'll see, or maybe next week. We'll see how much time I'll have for that. But I planned to make another mesh bag, as I mentioned, and I wanted to show you the mesh bags that I made, but again the kiddos have them at their kindergarten, so sorry, not now. Next time you will see how they're made. You can follow with me while making another one. So thank you again, have a great time, goodbye.